Hi, welcome back to Beautiful Dorks. I'm Tammy Fryer, your host, and this is our special guest, Tony Lockhart. And we're real excited about this section of our show because it's taking something that people would deem negative or challenging in their lives that they're having difficulty dealing with. And we titled it The Dork's Manure. Much like manure that you can turn into fertilizer for growth, you can do the same thing with negative situations in your life. And so we have a real fun prop that we came up with that is fun and lighthearted that we think everybody will enjoy. Not to make light of our challenges in life, but to just, look at it in a different way so that we can get through it and feel better about it so that the challenges and the solutions will be readily available to us. So you'll have to see this.
Oh,
see
very
the
interesting.
Dork's Manure.
Very interesting.
Isn't that cute?
Cute.
Yes. So we are going to go ahead and go to the email that we received from a student that wanted to remain anonymous. And it reads, I'm a high school student and my parents and teachers want me to become a doctor because I'm very good in the sciences. But what I really want is to sing and play music. They say I can't make money doing that, and I need to be responsible because in real life I need a real job that pays well. I don't want to disappoint my family and teachers, but I really want to do what I love. The idea of being in school for so many years for something I'm not into just sounds dreadful. I don't know what to do. I had a situation years ago where I wanted to be a talk show host and it just seemed so nebulous. I thought, gosh, if I could do anything, what would it be? And I remember sharing this with one of my mentors, and she was an uplifter, and I thought she was safe to share with. And when I shared with her that I wanted to do this, she told me I needed to be responsible. I'm a single mom of 4 children. I need to get my head out of the clouds. Everybody wants to uplift her, and you have no background and experience in doing this. And I was crushed. And then I sat back and I pondered it for a while, and I realized, she's probably coming from a place of her own conditioning. And I just decided, what, I know what I want. I'm just going to let it go and see where it takes me in a few years. A few years passed by, and as I got more and more clear about what I wanted, and I did what everybody said for me to do. I went the safe route, and I did the responsible thing. However, as time passed, I started to become more passionate about doing this. And as time went on, I started to attract people who would support me in that. So I guess from my own experience, I would have followed my bliss a lot sooner and gone towards what I wanted. However, there are no right and wrong. So for the student, I think them following their heart and their bliss is a good thing. But if they decide to go the doctor route, that's good too. So what is your opinion on this?
It's interesting because the premise here is Dork's Manure. It probably looks like manure from the student standpoint because the student has all these people influencing him or her about what they should do.
Feeling the pressure.
And that's the pressure on the student. And I think the student should think things through and really decide what the student wants to do. Because the last thing I would recommend that anybody do is to do something somebody else wants you to do.
I agree. Been there, done that. I also, basically what you're saying, that it's not really manure, it's fertilizer, right? Because the student has choices, right?
Exactly.
So that's the good news.
And these are great choices for a student to have this ability to potentially be a doctor. And if that student really wants to be a doctor, that's great, because if I'm sick and ill and in an operating room, I want doctors in there that really want to be a doctor.
So basically you're saying if you're not passionate about it, don't do it, because I don't want to be under the knife with you there.
Exactly, exactly.
I agree completely. And so perhaps the student can do both. But if they're not at all interested in being a doctor, I agree with you. Do follow your heart. It took me a while to get that. And if I had known how wonderful it is to follow your bliss early on, I would have done it much sooner. So with that, did you have anything else that you'd like to share on that?
I think that pretty well sums it up from my perspective.
I'm excited for this student because this student has many, many opportunities and choices. Like you said, it's more like fertilizer, and there are no right or wrong in the situation. So it's exciting to know that you have choices and to follow your heart. So the fun part of this section is you get to take the Dork's Manure, and we get to decide how we want to rate how we did. Do we think we maybe uplifted them a lot or a little? So which way do you think?
Well, I think we uplifted them a lot because we gave them options on how to think about it, how to look at it.
Okay, so go ahead and do the honors of taking that manure and turning it into fertilizer.
All right. There we go.
So doesn't that look lovely? And again, we would like for you to visit us on our website. You can do it through Twitter, Facebook, or email, and you can write in about a situation that may be challenging for you, and we can work to improve it a little or a lot in the Dork's Manure.